Alright folks, this is set 60430, the Interstellar Spaceship from the LEGO City Space line. This set has 240 pieces and retails for $19.99 in the US. We're going to take a look here and see what's going on with this one. Looks pretty great on first glance. So to start off, we're going to take the side builds out of the way. Side builds being this little drone as well as the minifigures. So not really anything in the way of side builds going on here. This is the main model though. It looks pretty great. I really love the shaping on this thing. If we take a step back, we can see that it kind of looks like a star going through. It has quite a nice point coming to the end here. Overall, as we take a look around, there's not really a lot of detail going on here, but I don't think there really needs to be a lot of detail going on here. I think what they've got going works really well. From the back here, we can see that there is kind of a thruster thing going on there, and there was actually a really cool feature going on with this thing that we'll take a look at in just a moment. Going back around, not really too much going on here. These are actually prints on the side, both on this side and on this side. No stickers in this set whatsoever. So print on the top right here with the logo as well. Print right here with this, focus up, with this little battery pack symbol. Fantastic stuff there. If we take a look at the interior, what's going on there? Flip this thing up, print for the console right there. Some decent space in there for one figure. If we take our one figure here, she fits just fine in that cockpit. We gotta kind of fold her up here. Yep, works just fine. Now if we look at the top, this is probably my favorite part of the whole set. There's lots of nice colors going on here. The color scheme is really great. We've got white, orange being at play here, some gold all throughout. It's really nice stuff. This right here, this battery pack, is where the main feature comes in. Now this can be removed really nicely. It's got that one stud on the bottom there. Now if we put that in there, it actually powers the main feature of the set. So you press this down, and look at that. The thrusters open up in the back to give kind of a, maybe it's a light speed sort of feature, maybe it's going into hyperdrive, something like that. Let's take another look at that from the back. So we press that down, and it opens up the three little flaps here in the different directions. This is a really well integrated feature, and the way it works is so simple. This component right here is actually pushing everything out. Really great. Now that we're at the bottom of the ship, we can take a look at the bottom. Not much going on here. I do kind of wish they would have found a way to incorporate some sort of landing gear, though it makes sense that they didn't. My favorite part about this set is just the way you can kind of spread out the back, because it looks very slick, very slim right now, but then you can lift these flaps right here to spread it out. You can open up the thrusters, and it gives this thing a whole different look, kind of going into this hyper speed mode. Now in terms of things that I think could certainly be improved about this set, and I don't really know if it has to do with the design of the build, I think it's more just the way that this part works and the way it flexes. This windscreen piece right here, it doesn't really close all the way, right? And I think if you really press down on it, you can probably, yeah, it still struggles. There's always this kind of gap right here. It just doesn't like to close. It doesn't really have a good point to lift it and open it by. You can kind of grab with your fingers and get in there. If you were to close it all the way though, you wouldn't be able to open it, but because it is slightly open like this all the time, it just kind of affects the look just a little bit. Other than that though, despite the fact that there's no landing gear, not too many cons going on in this set. This right here is like a little jetpack, side build that was included. It's kind of displayed as if it is a drone of some sort that can fly about, and it does use that same battery pack on the back, so you can remove that, take it off, charge it, whatever you want to do. Now the whole idea here is that this can double as a drone as well as a jetpack for your main figure. So you can hook this onto the back and get the figure flying about. My issue with this drone though is that when you are not using it, there's not a good place to attach it on the spaceship. I think it would have been nice maybe if there was a spot on the bottom, maybe on one of the wings, on the bottom of the ship, maybe on the back here, something like that to attach it. Right now though, the best solution is just to clip it on the side and kind of just leave it as is. It would have been really nice to have a good, proper assigned spot to attach that thing. But other than that, this thing for the price of $19.99, it's fantastic. Before we go, we of course have to take a look at the minifigure here. For Space, this is actually for City rather, this is a very well detailed figure. The City Space figures have not disappointed so far. You can see printing on the torso looks fantastic. Printing on the legs, they've got printing on the toes as well, so lots of great detail going on with this with this figure. Nothing going on the side in terms of details, and we'll remove this backpack piece really fast to see what's going on there. And once we remove the backpack piece, we can see that there's also printing on the rear of the torso. I also really like this helmet piece. This is my first city space set, so I don't have experience with it yet, but I like how it's kind of dual molded. It's got this nice white section on the back that gives it some differentiation. If we remove this helmet here, we can get a better look at her face print. She has kind of a, maybe you'd call it a birthmark or a tattoo, I'm not sure, of a constellation there on the side of her face, which is really nice. I do really like her face print. Nothing on the back though, which is disappointing because they definitely could have gotten away with an alternate face considering how much this helmet covers. I do think it would have also been nice to have an alternate hair piece for this figure. That would have been really beneficial. Other than that though, really great figure. I can't say that I'm unhappy with it. And that just about covers it for this Interstellar Spaceship Lego set. This one, again, retails for $19.99 in the US. For that price, I think it's honestly a fantastic deal. It's a really charming little spaceship. Can't really complain. A simple build, but this feature right here definitely places it a couple points above where it would have been initially. Overall, I'm happy with it. If you liked this review, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, all that sort of stuff. I will see you guys next time.